quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough.
Yeah. Gotta do something here, bear with me. Yeah, my mouse is hella loud. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Gotta do something. Sorry. Fuck. This is LeMay here. Sorry about that. Yeah. Cool. I can see things. Excellent. Yeah. Okay. Fuck. Should have had all that figured out. Yeah, not feeling super energetic today due to some personal things going on in my life. But wanted to hop on here. I don't know if it's echoing. You know, I'm not really sure there. It's echoing in my own headphones. But basically going to work on the threat matrix today. I wanted to get one thing squared away so that there's like a clear line of the basic steps to do the analysis and what to do. That wasn't really clear from the first intro, and you know, I'll probably make a whole video on this part of it, but I figured I'd do it on stream so that way partly I could answer any questions and work from there. Basically, we're saying that from the previous stream where we worked on it, you know, we're here in this level, and then we're saying that, you know, potentially we could go up or we could go down or we could stay here, you know, depending on what happens. So what you do with that is each of these levels has the idea being you have an operating procedure. So how you're going to think about things, how you're going to, you know, go about your day-to-day with your family, your anti-fascist book club, your protest group, whatever the case may be. You're going to have a way to operate. So that's what we're going to work on today. I want to have a basic one of those. I'm still working out how to get these available. So, you know, if anyone wants to pick one of these up and start working on it, fleshing it out for yourself, that's a good idea. I think we can do like a general assessment together. This is kind of for us to follow along, learn about this stuff, and work on an overarching idea. Now this might not reflect, you know, what you're seeing in your neck of the woods, because Every area is going to be different. Every area has different, governor and state legislatures, different police departments, and different capabilities and different needs. So we're saying that overall, as a country, we are roughly here. You might be somewhere else. That doesn't matter. We're focusing on this, but the idea being you copy this for your state or your area. It's up to you. Your neighborhood. I don't know how you want to do this. Your family, whatever. But I think it can help. So we're here. Violence. These are potentials. So we're not saying like each one of these things has happened. We're saying like some of these things have happened, enough of them to where we can generalize the threat. Violence heightened. Opposition groups are labeled as terrorists. That's been happening. Marginalized groups are targeted directly by being forced to register, track movement, and or imprisonment, deportation, stuff like that. And then we're saying like financial impacts are starting to be felt, and that's what we added yesterday. So this seems to be, financial stuff seems to be increasing, but we're not going to worry about that. We're not adding this or changing this right now or picking where we are at on here. We're going to talk about what to do when we're at this level. So this is just a general one. So you can see one of the main things we're doing right now is preparing for whatever the next phase might be. And this is where you're going to theorize. What do I want to do to prepare? Well, you were going to use this time to plan for the next level. So what might we want to see with the next level? If we go back here, blah-de-blah, things are getting a little worse here. So we're saying like, oh, financial impacts are worse. Maybe there's a lot more, maybe a lot of people hit the unemployment lines, and we're talking like mass unemployment, housing shortages, and stuff like that. People, like a very, I mean, it's already happening, but we're trying to plan for what happens when people are in dire straits. So we're going to say that we want to try to stockpile a little bit of extra food. We want to try and get a little clothing together to help someone, stuff like that. We want to start gathering supplies. So we're going to put that. Start gathering supplies if you're not already. We want to get extra medication and first aid supplies. Oh, that's interesting how it's doing that. Okay. With impacts to services, get these back in the right line, gotta get those back in the right line. With impacts to services, like your fire department, your ambulance companies, they all might be impacted too. So you need to start to become more aware of what kind of supplies you might need if the ambulance can't get to you relatively quickly. That may be very personal. That might be, whatever kind of things you might need. Extra ibuprofen, extra stuff that you're going to need. Or your neighbors might need, or whoever, your family, your friend down the road. I don't know. We're going to just leave it at that. This is personal stuff for you to think about. We're going to continue our observations. That's just a general thing there. we're just thinking of whatever we can put here. This is really basic stuff. So we are communication. We have a blurb in here about how we're communicating. On this level, this is where we're at now. So we're saying, okay, we can have relatively open communication on Discord. Once, if we go to the next level, we might just delete that, and we might just say, okay, we're going to communicate on Signal. And then when we, if we go beyond that, we might get rid of that, and we might say, shocking as that sounds, we might say we're not going to do digital communication. Something like that. We're going to want to start to think about those things. This is where committee helps. I don't have all the answers. I'm just a dude thinking about things and writing them down. So if we can get people to bounce ideas off of, a lot of people with different perspectives is very important to planning this kind of stuff out. So this is just one dude's idea, and yours could look different. Carrier pigeon, I don't know. Smoke signal, I'm not sure. We need to have everyone on a VPN, just a very basic setup. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Secure passwords. We want to teach people how to not reuse their passwords by using like a password manager. It's not that hard. It in a lot of ways makes things a little easier. So I don't know. We want to encourage those things. If this was, orange 3 or red, this communication thing might look very different. That's this kind of stuff that people need to have discussions about, and there's probably people way smarter than me that have like way better ideas or what have you. Since we're saying this is like heightened or whatever, heightened, I don't know, that's a term we heightened, whatever, I don't know spell. We're trying to do daily of these. I don't know, how's it working out? I haven't really got much feedback here, but we're trying to do daily. I don't know if we'll hit the weekend or not, or hit it back come Monday. Maybe if there's anything major going on, I don't know, I'll hop on in the wee hours or something and do it when my kids are sleeping. I don't know. Okay, so this represents needs for personal security. We're saying have a plan. So are we succeeding at this, or are we failing? What would we get if we gave ourselves an ABCD grade? I don't know, maybe C? I don't know. Anybody, we're trying. We're putting in effort. E for effort. We're trying to have a plan here. How would we rate ourselves there? Yeah. So I want to make this like a template, and then so people can go in and create these. So we got our template of our threat assessment. We know how hot our water is in our pot for our frog, for our general, and it's getting hotter every day. It's not slowing down. Yeah, we do want to be continuing this on. I would like to have. I have a lot of blind spots in this. And I think I'm probably going to do a video of the shortcomings of this. I think that might be interesting to discuss. So why are we spending time on this stuff? Why even bother? Because I think it'll help. I was thinking about this the other day, you got you got your direct actions right now. Maybe you're going out to protest tomorrow. Super awesome and important work doing that. And this is your defensive work. This is your planning, because you can't go out and do that stuff if you don't, have food in your house, or your friend can't go with you to the protest if they don't have food or whatever. So this is the kind of stuff you want to be able to do both, on some level, even if it's just very basic. Some kind of plan will make all the difference. So